Hi. Okay, hi. My name is Suzanne. I'm from TV Meg. It's nice to see both of you.
Hi.
Hello, Suzanne.
Hey, I'm very familiar with both your work, not just from Mrs. Maisel, but can you tell us? I know your characters go through big change this season. Without the spoilers, can you talk about it? Either of you, both of you?
Well, I think I can at least say that as aspirational as all these characters are, perfectly emblematic is Midge, who is, ambitious for a personal career. I think the lesson, let's say, that Shirley learns through the arc of this season is that when you go looking for your dreams, you don't need to go looking any further than your own backyard.
Hmm.
That I have everything I ever wanted already around me, but I didn't know that necessarily. That was being very vague,
That was good.
but it was
That's
vague.
good.
That was
Yeah, good
good.
answer. Kevin,
Yeah.
what do you say?
Um, it was a very exciting season to be a part of, in the sense that it was new ground for Shirley and Moish and their relationship. We hadn't had conflict before, so it was just amazing to be able to play that, and the once again truth and intelligence that Amy and Dan write to, along with the heart and humor. Yeah, it was a real joy, and also the expectations and the pressure to make the final season
Special.
wondrous and special for the audience. Yeah.
Would you say this is your favorite season?
Yes, for me, yes.
Yeah, second and fifth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kevin, you've done a lot of shows and movies, but I remember you most from early in your career when you did stand up and talk shows like Johnny Carson. I just watched a clip of that on YouTube. I saw that a long time ago. And you did an incredible William Shatner impersonation, and it still cracks me up. So do you still ever do stand up or impressions?
First of all, I can't believe you said that. That's so strange. I never stopped doing stand up. Really. I mean, you can think that I did, but I didn't. I never really
you for
stopped.
that.
I just started doing it a lot less. Even when I was a full-time comedian, I never wanted to feel like a job. So where a lot of guys were touring every weekend, I would go out maybe once or twice a month, and it's still my greatest joy. My favorite place to be is standing alone on a stage. As much as this was the greatest job and gig of my acting career by far, and I've had some doozies. I directed a documentary called Misery Loves Comedy. The premise being death to be miserable to be funny. So I do understand the depth of what it means to be funny in front of a room full of strangers from many different aspects, and great appreciation for it. So I still love doing stand-up. Yeah.
And here you are on a show about stand-up. Do you ever give them any input about that life, or do they not need it?
I wanted to be the technical advisor, but it turns out Amy Sherman Palladino grew up in a house with a father who was a stand-up comedian and knows the world as well as anyone, clearly. And when I offered Luke Kirby some insights into stand-up, his study of Lenny Bruce had already been so genius that he sort of laughed me off pretty quickly. No, and he and Rachel Brosnahan both. You've got brilliant dramatic actors who are realizing the truth and life of these characters, who then get to say funny things, but it is their acting chops that makes it so funny and real.
Great. And Caroline, you've also had a long career in movies and TV. What are you most recognized for when people see you?
Woody Allen. Most people, if people recognize me, it's from being in, I did a Broadway play for Woody and several of his movies. And then he got into some trouble recently in our narrative about this culture. I still stand by his creativity and his character. I would work for him anytime, but what used to be a feather in my cap is something that somebody said I should try and hide. as things went along, but I don't feel that way. I'm still very proud of having gotten to work with one of our great filmmakers, and that's what people mostly know me from.
Right. Well,
Best
I
line
think,
in
yeah,
Crimes and
that's
Misdemeanors.
great.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's good to separate the people and what they do in their personal lives
That's right.
and their work.
I agree with you completely.
And do you have who would you guys say besides yourselves are the funniest people or person on the show?
The funniest people or the funniest characters?
Person.
Tony,
Funniest person, yeah. Um, boy, Alex is awfully
Yeah.
ridiculously funny as a person. We are probably the funniest people.
we
in
are the
cast,
funniest people, aren't we?
now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
we're pretty funny.
Yeah,
But Tony is so, I've known Tony for so long.
yeah, he's crazy funny.
And we have this code where when we're acting, if you get a laugh and you just cannot help it, if it's like in a play, came to see Tony in a play and he said, and he started to get a laugh. It was from something, he was just trying to stand up from being on the floor and the audience started laughing and it must have lasted like 20 minutes. By the time he
Made a
was,
meal out of it, did he?
yes, he did. And he said, shameless. And I went, really shameless. So while we were doing Maisel, we would do different takes and I would go shameless. He'd go, really shameless. So we
Oh,
knew
that's funny.
if we'd crossed a line in some way. I mean, I think we're all funny people in a sense, you know, it's like looking at the world through that lens. It's just a way of going through life. Some people
Yeah.
go through life with that lens and some people don't. And certainly Amy and Dan do. And
Yeah.
most of our cast, I would say, are really fun and funny people.
Certainly fun.
Yeah, for sure. For
It
sure.
sounds like you guys all have a good time on the show, definitely.
Unfair to all the others.
Yes, absolutely.
Amount of fun.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.